Hi everyone, Dr. Beth Westie here, and today I'm going to talk about fasting, different types of fasting, what that is, what that does. Aren't you just really hungry when you're fasting, and why would anybody want to do that? Right? So this is all in honor of my upcoming book, The Female Fat Solution, and I do have another 6-week group starting. So if you're interested and want to be taken through a very safe, healthy way to do fasting, learn how to do it successfully, and keep these tools for the future, you can click on the link, or you can comment below or message me and ask any questions that you have, learn if this is right for you. Also, if you like this information, you find it's helpful, please click the share button, and you can share this with your friends and loved ones, maybe even people you don't love. Maybe they could use it too. Maybe they'd be happier if they did some fasting. I don't know. Anyway, let's dive into fasting. We're going to talk about fasting. Oh, hi, Randy. Randy's watching. I just saw it. So is Phil. Hi, Phil. So when we talk about fasting, there's different types of fasting, and there's lots of different schools of thought on the fasting and what is the best. Everybody has the best type of fasting, right? This is just like the same thing with, types of, nail polish or something. It's this is the best, or leggings. Oh my, people have the best types of leggings or whatnots. Okay, anyway, fasting. I'll get to the point here because I have to get my kids ready for bed because they are going nuts today. Mom Win, if you guys didn't see my post earlier, totally forgot they did not have school today. It's the teacher workshop day, which I know is important, right? My mother was a teacher, an educator for like 40 some years. So I know how important that is. Totally forgot. It's written on my calendar. Anyway, so I was going to do this video earlier today, but it's right now. Okay, fasting. When we talk about fasting, different types of fasting, different schedules of fasting. I know, right? I totally blew it. What do you mean? Come on, get up. You have school. No, we don't, Mom. Oh, yeah, right. I totally thought they were messing with me. They were like messing with me. They were like, yeah, no, we don't. We really don't. I was like, no, you guys do. Come on. Let's go. You got to go to school. Mom, look on your calendar. Crap. I did write no school. Crap. Okay. So, it's always good to not do a fasting day when I'm around my kids all day, because sometimes eating gets me through the day. I mean, I love my children. I love them. I love them. But there are days. Yep. Anyway, this is why we did all these fun activities today. And the wonderful thing about, being the mompreneur that I am, and I get to have a flexible work schedule, and people talk about that. Oh, it's such a blessing. And I'm like, yeah, it's a blessing, because when it hits the fan, I can really adapt very quickly. So anyway, fasting. Now I'm really going to talk about it. This has been a good day. I had to go to Chuck E. Cheese today. It was terrible. Have you guys been there? It's awful. Oh. Anyway, okay. Fasting. Different hours of fast. 12 hour, 16 hour, 20 hour, 24 hour. These are the basic starts for fasts. Now, when we talk about doing a full 12-hour fast, a great way to do this, and this is something that I would recommend you do daily anyway. So say the last time you eat at night is 7 p.m., right? 7 p.m. You would not want to eat again until 7 a.m. Now, if you are really trying to boost protein numbers, you're trying to get a sixth meal in, you are doing some type of bedtime belly buster or something. And if you're not sure what that is, just let me know and I can chat about that again. But if you're doing a bedtime belly buster, you may need to eat again at like 9 o'clock, 9:30, about 30 minutes before you're going to bed for that to be effective, because your growth hormones are highest during 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. So you'd be missing that window with doing a 12-hour fast. So generally, I do recommend for people to do a regular kind of 12-hour fast on a regular kind of daily basis, unless you're really pushing for something different. The reason being is that your digestive system then gets a full 12 hours to really rest and repair. It gets a full 12 hours to just kind of simmer down and kind of deal with everything that's happened that day. Your digestive system doesn't just handle the food and water and everything else that you intake. It also handles all the other chemicals and everything that kind of go on in your body. It handles the stress. It handles all these other things. So your body really does handle a lot, and your digestive system takes a lot. I mean, sometimes you're not nice to it, okay? Just be honest. You're not nice to it. So, right? So having that 12-hour fast can be nice to your intestines and let it recover a little bit. If you are trying to recover from something, you know, you've been ill, you've had a flu, something like that, this can help boost your immune system. Doing that 12-hour fast on the regular is great. Oh, Megan just shared this. Oh, thanks, Megan. And so that would be a great place to do a 12-hour fast on a daily, regular basis. Again, provided that you are not trying to really actively build a ton of lean muscle and that you're at a comfortable place there, or that you have a different health goal, you're boosting your immune system, something like that, right? Now, when we talk about the 16-hour and 20-hour fasting, there's a lot of different schools of thought here. And one of them is that you're either eating for a 4-hour window or an 8-hour window. And this activates something different in the body, right? The one thing that I want to have people understand here is that this is a really, I don't want to say dangerous place to kind of play in, but these types of fasts here are not to be done on the regular, not a daily thing. Now, this is done as a daily thing. You're just not eating at night, like late at night, and you're giving your body time to rest, right? There's the purpose for that. It's specific. You're eating healthy throughout the day, right? Your daily health plan is normal. You're eating a lot of proteins, you know, carbs, fats, all that stuff. So that's what the 12-hour fast, that's a normal eating plan throughout the day, and you're just doing that daily fast at night. When we talk about 16-hour or 20-hour fasts, and so this is where people will talk about, oh yeah, I do fasting. I'm fasting today. And then they eat a huge meal. Okay, sure. If you're doing like a half fasting day or something like that, or a half detox day, if you're eating like from noon on, so say you started fasting the night before, you know, earlier you stopped eating the night before, and then the next morning and all the way through like noon or something, you're not really eating a full meal. But say you're drinking some, like a detox tea or something like that. And again, if you have questions on what that would be, you can let me know. I've posted some of them before. But yes, you can help cleanse some things or get some things moving or whatever. But again, this is mostly digestive system here that you're focused on. Really focusing on shifting things for your digestive system. Now, this is all very well and good. Again, this is going to help kind of increase your metabolism. I'm not going to say boost, but it'll help increase metabolism. It'll increase the immune system. It'll let your digestive system rest, so you're going to absorb more nutrient from the food that you're eating when you do start eating again. So there are benefits to this. It does have, studies have shown that it has a remarkable effect on the elasticity of your arteries. That's amazing, super amazing. But in terms of doing fasting for detoxing, these types of detoxes these types of fasts do not coincide with a detox. The reason is because you're eating. They're talking about eating. You're going to be eating for 4 hours this day and eating for 8 hours this day. Now, that's not necessarily, in my opinion, like a full fast, right? That if you're eating a meal in here, then your body's going into digestion and things are kicking off. So a whole different cascade of reactions happens in the body when you're eating a full meal. Now, if you're just having snacks in these periods and keeping your caloric intake, this is the only time I talk about counting calories, by the way. You know, anywhere from, you know, if you're keeping your calories, that 300 to 5, that was going to be backwards, to 500, that's going to be, if you're doing that in those hours, then that would be considered maybe fasting. But if you're eating a meal in here and you're doing that regularly, you actually can risk slowing your metabolism down and having the opposite effect. Why? because you're going to be eating too much. Your blood sugar is going to be dropping too much. You're not really watching things appropriately, not having the right chemical reaction happen in the body. So this is where people are like, yeah, I tried fasting and it was too hard and it sucked and it didn't work and blah, blah, blah. Yep, because you're doing it wrong. And this is the same thing. And people will be like, well, I don't really eat until dinner anyway. I don't eat breakfast. I don't have lunch. These aren't really a lot of people I know because I love food and most people I know love food. But I mean, no, just kidding. But there's like, I don't eat breakfast or lunch and I wait all day to eat and I just eat this one meal and, oh, but it's a healthier meal. I'm eating healthier food. Okay. But again, you're telling your body, if you're doing that on a regular basis, you're telling your body that it's starving and your metabolism slows down to absorb everything that you're eating. Megan, yes, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong, right? I know. People are like, yeah, I do this fasting thing. I just eat dinner and it's called fasting. No, it's called having a sucky diet overall. You know, not a nutrition plan. That's not fasting. That's no to that. Doing a fast would be that you are maybe having little snacks throughout the day, keeping your blood sugar going. And then if you do break a fast, maybe you break it at the end of the day, but that's because you started the night before, like here. But you'd be really, you know, working on different systems in the body. And this is not something you do every day. This is the only thing that you would do on a daily if you wanted to have certain specific goals. Again, if you have questions about whether or not this is the right thing for you, what type of fasting would be right for you, please let me know. And I can help kind of navigate some of these different types for you to make sure that you're doing the right thing that's going to get you the right result. So many people try things like this and then they're like, oh, this sucks, or oh, this is terrible. Why isn't this working for me? Because there's like, it's just a little tweak. Like there's this little thing that's not happening right, okay? Yeah, this is the only daily thing you can do. If you're doing these types of things daily, it's not going to work and you're not going to get the right result. It's not going to provide that metabolism boost. It's not going to, you know, let your digestive system rest. It's not going to allow you to reboot your body and it's not going to boost your metabolism. Doing limited fasting here should be done, you know, once a week, twice a week, something like that. And then the rest of the days, you're following a regular pattern of eating. The only reason you would interrupt that regular pattern would be that you're changing things up on your body. So your body's designed to be really adaptable. It just is. Everything is designed to be as lazy as possible. Always. Always, always, always. So your body is not going to want to expend as much energy. And that means that if you're always eating the same thing every day, I'm eating healthy. Well, great, but your body acclimates to that super fast because that's what it's designed to do. So switch it up. You know, throw it a 1-2 punch. Give it a left hook. It's not going to expect it. So sometimes switching up and maybe trying a 16 or 20-hour fast or something, ease your way into the fasting world. And that way you're going to be able to accomplish it, have the result, and, you know, you're switching things up so it is changing your metabolism. Efficiently lazy, yes, that's right. Mike says some people rebound and binge after fasting too. Yes, oh my God, I've done that. I do fasting and everything, but for, you know, most of the time it's mostly a mental game. Honestly, it is. And yeah, sometimes I call it trying to be like a bear. I'm going to fast. So now I'm going to pretend to be a bear and I'm going to get ready to hibernate. That's also not how you really do the fasting thing. I know I've done that. Yeah. I know. I'm just as, yeah. So anyway, so the fasting game, really getting it down, really doing it correctly, actually gets you the right result. But again, like I said, your body's adaptable. It is going to want to down-regulate everything possible as much as it can so that if you're doing a fasting day, so only eating for 8 hours or only eating for 4 hours, again, healthy, nutritious, whole food, you know, meals, that type of thing, only do that once or twice a week if that's the way that you're starting off. Because otherwise it's not going to have the right result. You're going to slow your metabolism down and it's not going to work. And you're going to think, oh, what am I doing wrong again? Why is my body freaking out? Why am I the only one that can't get the result when on this thing? It's not you. It's there's just a few things that you're not supposed to do that all the time. Eat regular all the time. Okay. So there's that. Yes, the mental piece of it, Megan, is amazing. I mean, really, that's the thing for me. There's little tricks that I have. I mean, for me, sometimes I can get through a day, no problem. And sometimes that's like a 5-2 fast. Yes, exactly. Yep. But for like, there's some days if I'm busy, I barely think about it, you know, and then I schedule my days. So I'm super busy on the go. And then I go to sleep to get it over with so that I can eat the next day. Because I love food. Yeah. Anybody that's played volleyball with me knows that I love food because that's when I like ate the most. I would pride myself on how much I could eat. Yeah. So anyway, so this is talking about the 16-hour fasting, 20-hour fasting. My favorite is going a full 24 hours, doing a fast. So what that means is that, say you were going to eat at 7 p.m. one night, you would not have anything again until at least 7 p.m. or later the next night. Oftentimes then you'll just carry it into the next day. That's going to really, really help you get into deep fat burning mode. So the difference here with going from the 12 to 16 to 20 hours is how long you're actually going to get in the fat burning mode. So that's the biggest key. If you are really focused on fasting and getting into the fat burning mode, you want to make sure that you're getting past that initial 8-hour mark here. So this is a timeline, right? Say this is 6 a.m. when you wake up. For this 8 hours, oh, I'm writing backwards. I'm so sorry. You guys can't see that. This is terrible. I'll do it over here. So when we first wake up, I got excited. Oh, hi, Fatima. I got excited and I started writing normal. Okay, so fasting, we're going to be doing this 24 hours here. This is 6 a.m. and this is, say, 2 p.m. Now, for this 8 hours, this is a timeline where your body burns stored carbohydrate, right? That entire 8 hours here, right here, body's burning stored carbohydrate. Once you hit about that 8-hour mark, again, depending on how fast your metabolism is, it's different for everybody. But once you hit that 8-hour mark, anything beyond it is a fat burning mode. Right there. And then you want to be in this fat burning mode for the rest of the night. So you can be in this fat burning mode for, 24 hours or so. I never recommend doing it any longer than that. So again, I always want to talk about doing a 24-hour fast. Yes, there's 36 hours or 48 hours or something like that. I do want to address that because if you look out there, there are things on there about that. I don't ever recommend doing that unless you have somebody kind of guiding you through that, because it can be really tough. It can be hard to do. And if you're not doing it right, again, you're just messing up your metabolism and spending that much more time not eating while messing up your metabolism. So anyway, again, if you are interested in that or if you have questions on that, please let me know. In the 6-week groups that I have and that I'm running, I do talk about that and kind of teach you how to do that correctly, how to get the most benefit out of it, everything like that. But after that 8-hour period, when you dive into that deep fat burning period, you're really targeting visceral fat. Whole different ballgame. Big game changer there. And studies have shown that this is actually really targeting the type of fat that's the most dangerous in your body. So I did a video on skinny fat, talking about being skinny fat, and it targets that type of fat specifically. Very, very important. So only after that point are you going to hit that fat burning point. Now, if you're looking at some of these different types of fasts here, I mean, maybe if it's 16-hour fast, depending on when you started the fast the night before, you might not get into a really deep fat burning mode. Maybe you're going to burn through stored carbohydrate, but you wouldn't be getting into that deep fat burning mode by fasting that long. 20 hours, you'd get into that deep fat burning mode a little bit, right? You'd enter it, but you wouldn't finish out with it, which is why I recommend if you're going to go 20 hours, just suck it up for the last 4. Really. Just do it. You're already there. You've spent that much time fasting. Just do it. And again, when I talk about fasting, there's always really important things. It's not that you're not eating. You're having snacks. Remember, this is the 300 to 500 calories for that day. So let me write calories. Only time I count calories. This is your snacks for the day when you're fasting. Very, very, very important. These are spaced out, you know, every 2 hours, every 4 hours, kind of however much you need it. Little bits of complete nutrient. That's another thing about these snacks. I'll do a whole nother video on talking about the snacks and the spacing and everything, blood sugar wise, to get to this point here, because that's what really makes it easy and that's what makes it worth it. Otherwise, it gets to be too tough. And again, if you don't get into this deep fat burning mode, then yeah, you just burned all the stored carb in your body and you get a little hangry. So imagine doing that here and doing that every day. You're getting into the burning stored carbohydrate, and then you're just eating big meals. Burning your stored carbohydrate, eating big meals. No, not every day, not on the regular. This is designed to be something that's done periodically. Again, shifting how you eat, shifting the timing of when you eat, everything else. Timing is huge for food and nutrition. Timing plays such a big role. So really understand that with the right timing, it is going to make a big difference. I mean, I talk about that with protein pacing, carb cycling, all these other things. It's no different with fasting. So 12-hour, which is right for you. The 12-hour, the 16-hour, the 20-hour, or the 24. So for me, I like the 24. If I'm going to do fasting, I'm just going to go for the 24. There are times where I feel like I'm not feeling as good, or, you know, coming down with something. I might do a regular 12-hour fast and make sure I try and stick to that, you know, for a week or 2 or 3 or something like that. Again, depending on some of my other goals, if I'm not really focused on building more lean muscle or something. But otherwise, if I'm going to do a fast, I stick to that 24-hour fast and crank that out, and then just feel amazing afterwards. Your digestive system definitely kicks into gear. You get more nutrients. You get this whole mental clarity thing. It really gets rid of sugar cravings. And then all the other health benefits that go along with it that you don't necessarily feel, but studies show that it's healthier for you. It's the same thing that I tell myself with red wine, right? Red wine is supposed to be healthy for you. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm drinking the red wine and I'm not feeling those benefits, but I am for sure going to believe that study that says it because it's red wine. So anyway, intermittent fasting, different types of fasting. This is something I do regularly in the 24. I don't really play around in these realms too much. But again, if you have questions about what might be right for you, say you're diabetic, say you struggle with something, please don't hesitate to reach out and ask, because I would be more than happy to kind of dive into this with you and discuss what would be successful for you. Or if you're afraid, I don't know that I could make it 24 hours on a fasting day, even with my snacks in and everything else. That's okay. I didn't the first time I did a fast. I totally failed and I ate an entire row of lasagna. Yeah, yep. I ate it all my first time I tried to do it. So I totally get it. But I worked my way up to getting to a full 24 hours, and now I can do them with no big deal. But again, it's all about the snacks. It's all about being prepared and being mentally ready and all that good stuff. So, oh, Megan. Thanks, Megan. So again, if you guys have questions on the fasting, how to go through this or whatnot, or if you'd like some more guidance on it, I'd be more than happy to provide that. So it's something that's easy to do and something I wish I would have learned about a long time ago, because this would have made a big difference in my nutrition and in my health and everything else. So what Christina's saying, the best I could do it as a fast was at first was 6 hours. Yeah, right? Yeah, because you're so trained and conditioned to eat, and your body's thinking that it needs to eat. There's a whole other neuroprogramming thing behind fasting as well. People are addicted to chewing and addicted to eating, and you don't even realize it or know it. And that's what also plays in a role of the fasting. I won't get into that today, because otherwise I'd talk for another 2 hours about that. Just kidding. I know lasagna, right? I have learned, one other tip for fasting. I'm just going to throw this out there. This is the last thing, I swear. When I'm doing fasting, there's a couple of things that I have learned that I cannot have around the house. Pizza is one of them. I love pizza, and the smell of pizza is just so delicious that I just can't do it, like, at all. So I have to plan my fasting days for days where it's not pizza and movie night for me and the kids, because if it's pizza and movie night and I'm trying to do a fast, I can't be in the house, or I have to be somewhere else, or I have to, like, smell garlic or something. I don't know, something that makes me not hungry. Garlic doesn't make me hungry. Anyway, You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, so hopefully this is helpful. And one of my other videos, 4 hours between meals because your metabolism stops. Yes, so how is this different? Yes, so that's on a regular eating pattern day. You never want to go more than 4 hours. So this is when you're really targeting fasting. That's what's different about it. If you go without eating and you pass that 4-hour mark, your body will start burning stored carbohydrate. So that's actually good. You know, I could talk about that more. So when you say you wake up at 6 a.m., your body's going to burn any food that you've eaten before. But if you haven't eaten that morning, then it's just going to go right to your stored carbohydrate and use up your entire storage compartment of carbohydrate that it has available, because your nervous system runs off of carbohydrate. Once you hit that 8-hour mark, again, it could be, 7 hours, maybe for some people with really fast metabolisms, it's 6 hours, but that's when you actually target your fat cells and use that for energy. That's the only time physiologically that your body will target fat naturally, and you can kick into that by just doing a fasting day, which is great. Which is why it works for a lot of people. But again, for a fasting day, whatever one you choose, that's not a regular occurrence for you, right? That is like 1 day a week, and the other 6 days a week, you're eating regularly, eating every 2 to 3 hours, never wanting to go more than 4 hours. So pacing out everything, protein pacing, doing all of that. So I can talk about that more, the protein pacing and kind of how these tie together. I'll do that in my next video. That's very good feedback, Liz. Thank you. I'll talk about fasting and the timing of that versus the rest of the day of the week of eating, so you can kind of visualize how that works. Yes, but if you really want to jump into this, if this is something like, yeah, I totally want to do this. I want to eat really well. I want to eat frequently and then jump into some fasting. I don't know how to do it. Click on the link. You can join us for the next 6-week round, and I will take you through it. It's kind of fun when you learn how to do this stuff, because the other fun thing is that once you learn this, you're going to be able to do it whenever. It's not like it's, this specific thing that you're only going to be able to do this one time. It's not like regular diet things. It's easy to do. You can do it anywhere. You can be on vacation and do a fast, although I don't know why you would want to if you're out like eating delicious food, but you could, right? You totally could. Or you do it before and after vacation. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, so you still look good on vacation and feel good on vacation. Yeah. Yeah, do that. Do that instead. So, fasting, everything else, snacks, very important even while you're fasting. And please let me know if you have any questions. Had some really good questions in here tonight. So tomorrow I will talk more about the protein pacing and the fasting and how they fit together, because they do fit together and they're friends. Protein pacing and fasting are friends, and they want to be friends. I'm such a nerd, sorry. Okay, well, let me know if you guys have any questions, and share this video with people that you like and don't like. Everybody. All right. Everybody have a great night.